Hey, hello. Welcome, everyone. We're just going to give a couple minutes for people to just sign in, and then we will get started. Okay, I think we're good. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to our Getting Started with Qtrade Direct Investing webinar. So my name is Emily Kaster, and I'm the Senior Manager of Content and Social Media here at Qtrade. And we are thrilled to have you join us today. So we have a really packed and excellent agenda planned. My wonderful colleague, Brent Greaves, is here to share more about what an online brokerage does, how to get started with investing, and also give us a demonstration of the Qtrade platform. So to ensure that we have enough time to cover all of this, I put together today's agenda without a break. So if you need to step away at any moment, please feel free to do so. This session is being recorded and it will be shared out via email once we're done. So I wanted to just tell you a little bit about Qtrade before we dive into the platform. So we are one of Canada's most awarded online brokerages. We've won dozens of awards over the past over 20 years. We are also backed by the strength of a Visa, which is one of the country's largest wealth services providers, focused on powering businesses that empower investors. So I'm going to run through a few housekeeping items and then we'll kick off the webinar. So during the webinar, your camera and mic are automatically turned off, but we do want to hear from you. So please ask questions using the Q&A feature. I see there's already a couple in there, so that's amazing. We also have a chat. You also have some reactions, so feel free to use those if something particularly resonates with you. We also have time at the end of the session, so Brent and I can answer any questions that you might have. And for any that we don't get to today, we can follow up via email after the event. So if you're having any issues such as a frozen screen, try exiting the meeting and joining back again. That usually does the trick. And finally, your feedback is so important to us. We want to make these sessions as helpful as possible for you. So a survey is going to appear on your screen at the end of the webinar. So take a minute to fill it out. But again, it will also be sent in that email afterwards if you don't get a chance to fill it out. Okay, so almost there, guys. Bear with me, but I did just want to provide a quick disclaimer for everybody. So this material is for informational and educational purposes and is not intended to provide any specific advice about, without limitation, investment, financial, tax, or similar matters. Okay, so first off, I want to start with a poll. So I want to know, how much have you explored the Qtrade platform so far? So have you logged in yet? Have you gone around a bit? Have you familiarized yourself with it? Let us know. So I'll give everybody a few seconds to fill out that poll. Okay, awesome. We see some answers coming in. Okay, amazing. So let's see here. Okay, so it looks like you guys have, logged in at least once and familiarized yourself with a bit, but there is a handful of you who haven't logged in yet. So don't worry, we're going to go through it all. And Brent's going to also do a live platform demo for us as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So please welcome Brent Greaves, our Director of Product Performance and Optimization here at Qtrade. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Brent.
Great. Thanks, Emily, and thanks everyone for joining us today. As Emily mentioned, the goal of today's webinar is to help you to get to know the Qtrade platform and what it has to offer, so that you have the information that you need to get started investing with Qtrade. We'll cover what you can trade and how to trade, but first we'll provide you with information on how to fund your Qtrade account. So funding is generally the first step to start using your Qtrade account, and Qtrade offers several convenient funding options. First, the quickest and easiest way to fund your account is by instant deposit through Interact. This funding option allows near instant deposit of your funds into your Qtrade account, allowing you to take advantage of moving markets faster. It does have a limit of up to $10,000, depending on your financial institution, so please keep that in mind when you're deciding which method to use. Our next option is bill payment. If you want to trade quickly and beyond that $10,000 Interact limit, bill payment is another great option. You can trade as soon as you see the money in your Qtrade account. To fund your account by bill payment, you'll need to send funds from your bank or credit union through online or branch banking. To do so, through your online banking, search for and set up Qtrade Direct Investing as a payee, and then enter your Qtrade account number, which you can find in your Qtrade account under bill payment. And third, submit your payment similar to paying any other bills online. If you need additional guidance, we have a how-to video for bill payment, which we'll include in our post-webinar resources. Next up is transfer accounts. If you already have an investment portfolio or registered funds, such as cash in a TFSA, RSP, or REESP, and want to transfer them to Qtrade, this is the funding option you'll want to start with. The good news is you can complete your request fully online, including e-signature, meaning there's no need to print or mail any documents. There are a few things to consider, however. There are different types of transfer requests. For example, there's in-kind, which transfers your assets as is, or there's an in-cash option, meaning everything is sold and the cash is transferred. These are the two most common types, where you can transfer a partial or the full amount, or you can use what's called a mixed transfer, where you can pick and choose how you'd like to transfer your assets. Just a quick note, processing time for transfers will vary by account type and or by transferring institution. On the Qtrade side, we'll initiate your request immediately. However, in some instances, for example, if you're transferring a pension plan, where a transfer can take up to 10 weeks to complete. Our last option is direct deposit, also known as electronic funds transfer, or EFT for short. If you want to set up regular auto deposits, transfer US dollars, or transfer large amounts, EFT is your best option. To fund your account by EFT, you'll need to complete two steps. First, you'll need to link your bank or credit union to your Qtrade account. Qtrade provides the convenience to digitally link your account through the Qtrade platform. This is the quickest and recommended option. It minimizes processing time and issues that occur when uploading a void check. Once your accounts are linked, you can initiate your EFT. The funds will appear within your Qtrade account within 1 to 2 business days. However, please note that deposits may be held for up to 10 business days for trading or withdrawals, which is why we recommend Interact or bill payment. Now let's briefly review Qtrade's new look transfers and deposit experience. Then we'll cover how to connect your bank account. We've recently revamped our transfer money experience and now offer an easy to understand path to fund your accounts with clear, logical steps to get you where you need to be. And there's more help along the way with FAQs and guidance on deposit types. To get to Qtrade's Connect Your Bank Account, you'll please select Transfer Money first. Then you'll select Deposit Money. And lastly, you can select Direct Deposit. You'll also notice there's an option for Interact e-Transfer, which we touched on earlier. Okay, now on to how to connect your bank account. From the direct deposit screen, you'll be directed to the electronic funds transfer page, where you can connect to your bank or credit union account securely and efficiently. Under Add New Bank Account, select Connect to your financial institution. Next, you'll search for and select your bank or credit union from the list provided. Once you select your bank or credit union account, you'll be directed to enter your username and password for your financial institution. Then select Continue. Note, it may take a minute or two to connect your bank or credit union. Then you'll see a list of accounts to connect. Select your preferred accounts to start the connection. You'll be notified when it's complete. With your accounts connected, you'll then be able to initiate your deposits or funding request. Okay, so now that we've covered how to connect and fund your account, let's go through the investment options available through Qtrade, or what you can trade, meaning buy or sell, through your Qtrade account. So Qtrade offers all exchange-traded securities, meaning you have access to stocks, exchange-traded funds, which are also known as ETFs, mutual funds, and options. Before we get into the securities, I wanted to mention that as of last October, Qtrade has moved to a zero or no commission model for stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds, meaning you can trade all these securities at no cost. Okay, so let's start with stocks, also referred to as equities. So through your Qtrade account, you have access to all Canadian and US listed companies. These aren't recommendations, but Royal Bank and Apple are two examples of the thousands of stocks available. Next, we'll cover exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. So ETFs allow you to buy a bundle of stocks or assets that track an index, such as the S&P 500, or a sector, like financials, or follow a specific theme or strategy. A recent popular option is artificial intelligence. So through your Qtrade account, you have access to all ETFs that trade in Canada or the US, including, for those interested, ETFs that invest in cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Okay, and last, we have mutual funds. So mutual funds are very similar to ETFs. They do allow you to buy or invest in a bundle of assets. However, there is a unique difference. The difference being that mutual funds do not trade on the exchanges and are valued only once per day after the markets are closed. So Qtrade provides access to approximately 9,000 funds through approximately 68 different mutual fund companies. And through Qtrade, you have access to low-cost or F-series funds, where the fees are generally lower than if you were to invest through an advisor. And sorry, this is actually the last one. So let's talk about options, which are for our more experienced traders. With options, you can trade calls or puts, depending on whether you think the price of the stock will go up or down, or they can be used to create strategies using more than one call or put. And options can potentially be used to generate additional income, which can be done through what's called a covered call strategy. And for those who are looking for more stable investment options, Qtrade offers bonds and GICs. So bonds are debt instruments that are issued by companies or governments that pay you a predetermined interest rate. Through Qtrade, you can buy or sell Canadian, company, or government bonds through Qtrade's bond trading portal. Or if you want to purchase US bonds, you can do so by contacting Qtrade's trading team. All right, next, if you're interested in GICs, we have those available as well. We've been continually adding to our GIC availability. We now offer GICs from 23 different issuers, and you can start investing with a minimum of $5,000, where the terms are 1 to 5 years.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to take a little pause for another poll. So it might take a minute for the poll to show up on your screen. So, but we want to know, now that Brent's gone through all of the different securities that are available, which ones are you most interested in buying through Qtrade? So we have stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, GICs, bonds, all very different options depending on what your goals are. So let us know. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to fill out that poll. Okay, great. A couple more seconds for any last minute answers. Okay, so let's see. All right, looks like we are very heavy on interest in stocks and ETFs. So that is great to know. Awesome. So, okay, so let's continue. So back over to you, Brent.
Great, thanks, Emily. Good to see the results of that poll. Okay, so let's continue. So before you can start buying stocks, buying or selling stocks or ETFs, it's important to understand the different types of orders you can use when trading and how you should place a trade through Qtrade. So there's two types of orders that you should be aware of. First, we have the market order. A market order buys or sells shares at the best available price until your order is completed. A market order is best used when trading liquid or high volume stocks when the market is open. You do need to be careful when placing market orders when the markets are closed, as the price of the stock may change when the market reopens the next trading day. Next, we have limit. So limit sets the price at which you want to buy or sell a security. A limit order specifies the price at which you want to try, that being the opportune word, to buy or sell your shares. There's no guarantee that your trade will be completed if the limit that you set is too low when buying or it's too high when selling. So Qtrade also offers two other order types. Next is a stop order. So for a stop order, your buy or sell is triggered when it moves above or below a specific price. This price is called the trigger price. Stops are a great way to, and are often used as a way to avoid large losses or to lock in profits. Similar to a stop order, but with an additional benefit, we have the trailing stop. So the trailing stop has the same trigger price. However, this trigger price will rise if the stock increases. That allows you to lock in additional gains with that price increase. Okay, and just a quick note, it might be hard to see, but on the right-hand side, you can access the various order types through the order type dropdown on Qtrade's order entry page. You might notice this is where you can trade the other investment types that we mentioned as well. We'll include a video showing you how to place a trade online through our post-webinar resources.
Okay, so now we are going to go into our live platform demo. So Brent is going to share his screen and walk us through a live demonstration of the Qtrade platform.
Great, thanks, Emily. Just bear with me while I get the screen available here.
Of course.
So I'll be sharing a view of our demo account. So all the information is some mock data, but there is obviously some real market data in there as well. But just keep that in mind as we're going through the demo. Okay, so looks like the screen is up. So we'll just do a quick walkthrough of our demo account. We'll highlight some of the key areas that we think might be useful for you in your investing journey. Okay, so great. So let's start off with our market value graph on the top. This displays your market value journey over time. You can select different time periods to view your market value and the related percentage change. As you can see, we have week, month, quarter, and yearly options here. As we scroll down, we can look at our portfolio section. This provides you a snapshot of your accounts. Up to 3 accounts are displayed by default, but you can view additional accounts by selecting the arrow or the carousel function here, and it'll show you the different portfolios. Again, because this is our demo account, we have a number of empty portfolios, but you would see all your assets as you scroll in your own account. We've also added this feature here. This is our show portfolio score. So when you do select it, it will show you the grade for your account.
Yeah, that's so neat. So are these like letter grades in school and they kind of rate them that way from an A to an F?
That's exactly right, Emily. So we'll go further into portfolio score in a bit, but this gives you a good at a glance view at your different scores for your accounts. Just a quick reminder again, this is our demo account, so the grades and that you might see on your account would be much higher. Okay, so let's finish off the left side of the dashboard. So next we have our top equity movers. This provides you an update on your best and poorest performing securities for the current trading day. As you notice, today all the securities are green, but if you did have any that were negative on the day, they would show on the right-hand side here in red. And you may also notice that there are star ratings by each holding. These are the analyst ratings provided by Morningstar Research, and it gives you an idea of how Morningstar analysts view your holdings. Okay, so now let's move to the top right of the dashboard. So first we have get a quote, which is where you can enter the name or symbol of a company you're interested in looking up a current price. For example, you can look for a company like Apple by typing in the symbol for Apple, which is AAPL. Then you would get the various results here. Let's try this again. So what you see here is Apple here. Okay, so right below get a quote, we have our market indices, which offer you an overview of how the market's performing on the current trading day. You can see the S&P TSX, which is the Canadian domestic markets, and the venture. Plus we show the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, and S&P 500 as well. Next, we have our quick links section.
Yeah, so I really love the quick links section because it really gives you some easy ways to access. We have so many tools and features available on the platform. And so the quick links section is really to have easy access to the ones that are most useful on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I totally agree, Emily. As you can see, we've included links for our watch list, which is where you can create your own list of securities that you want to monitor, and trading, obviously, which is when you want to place a trade, you have quick access here as well. These are obviously some of our more popular areas and tools.
Okay, so let's go back to that portfolio analytics and show everyone that portfolio score we were talking about earlier. So since I know that's one of our more popular features, and I really love that it can give you that, direct feedback on how your portfolio is performing across several different things.
Yeah, let's do that. So if we have the portfolio analytics section here, and if we click into portfolio score, so as Emily mentioned, portfolio score is our award-winning analytics tool that grades your portfolio across 6 key dimensions, including, as you can see at the bottom here, performance, downside, fees, income, diversification, and if you're interested, there's also ESG or a responsible investing component here, which you can also see on the chart above. You'll see your portfolio holdings on the right-hand side in terms of weightings, and then you can view your overall portfolio score and or grade. So given this is just a quick preview, we'll let you explore more into that tool as you enter your Qtrade account.
So I know a lot of people who are joining us today are just getting started with Qtrade. So do you have a recommendation for a tool for people who are just getting started?
Yes, so we just added this new part of our platform that will make investment research much easier to start and faster to finish. So we have what's called our Find Investments Hub. So if we're under Research and click into Find Investments, so this is where you can view different security types or different features that we have here. It's designed as a one-stop shop where you can explore the ETFs with screeners, mutual funds, stocks, and at the bottom here, analyst reports. And as I mentioned, from the main navigation, After you log in, you'll find it under Research and find Investments. Inside the hub, you'll clearly see entry points for each ETFs, mutual funds, and company research. Just again, think of it as your launchpad. You can pick the category you're interested, and then use a screener or the research tools to narrow down the options to actually fit what you're looking for.
This is all so great, Brent. We have such a robust platform, and we're continually improving. Like you said, we've just added this page, and there's always new tools and improvements coming down the pipeline. So outside of tools, though, can you also do things like update your information and get things like, I'm sure something people are really looking for right now, tax documents while you're in here?
Exactly. So yes. So for that, we have the Qtrade Service Center. That's where you can update your contact information, account preferences, which you can see here under Account Profile. To view your statements or e-documents, that's all available right below under e-documents. You can just click on your view e-documents, where you'll find your statements and tax documents, as you mentioned, Emily. What you can also do here, you can find additional useful resources. So at the bottom, we have under additional services, we have what's called dividend reinvestment. This is where you can set up and view securities that offer this feature and enroll them in that service.
Okay, so thank you so much for that demo of the platform, Brent. So you can stop sharing your screen and we'll get back into the presentation. There's just a couple things that I still want to show you, and then we will get to your questions. So just a reminder, please put questions in that Q&A box, and we will answer as many as we can. And just a reminder, if you do have a specific question that is related to your account, your best bet would be to contact our service center. So that information is on the Contact Us page on the website, but we will go through and answer as many questions as we can. Okay, super. So as we mentioned, one of the great tools we have is our Options Lab. So this is offered in partnership with Trading Central. So the Qtrade Options Lab is a perfect way to learn about options trading, explore it, and test it. And you don't even need to have options trading available on your account to use it. So you can just pick a stock, answer a few simple questions, and the Options Lab will guide you through option strategies that are tailored to your goals, experience level, and risk tolerance. And you can find that through that quick links menu on the dashboard. And then the last thing that I really want to tell you about is the Qtrade mobile app, which is available for both Apple and Android phones. So our app has a lot of great features for helping you manage your Qtrade account on the go. So you have access to real-time stock and ETF quotes and market data. We have charts across the app, including a new advanced charting tool. We have new analyst buy, sell, hold ratings and price targets from industry experts. And we also have a great options trading experience for our more experienced investors. So the app offers so much more. So I really encourage you to download it from your respective app store and give it a try. So I really hope that you guys got some good insights into how to use the platform and the tools that are available to you as a Q trader. So before we move into answering those questions, I wanted to just take a minute to highlight some other resources that you might find useful as you go on your investing journey. And as I said, we will include links to all of these in the email that we send after this webinar. So in the welcome email that you received when you became a Q trader, you would have received a link to the welcome page. I highly recommend bookmarking this page so you can easily come back to it. We have videos, curated content, and other resources to help you get started. If you visit the education section of our website, you'll find an extensive collection of articles about investing, including strategies, account information, deep dives into guides like how to get started with online investing and registered accounts like the TFSA and the RESP. We also have an online help center that's available 24/7 where you can look at our FAQs and search for answers to any questions that you might have. I also recommend checking out our YouTube channel where we have some video tutorials for things like how to fund your account and how to buy and sell securities. Okay, So now we are going to open the floor for questions. So let me take a look here in the Q&A box. Okay, so if I don't have a drip set up, where will the dividends go? Will they just appear in the cash balance?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you don't sign up for the drip, when you get paid your dividend, it will just be paid out in cash to the account where you hold that stock or ETF similarly.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we have a couple questions about the difference between a market order and a stop order, or between a limit order and a stop order, sorry. Can you just expand on the difference between those a little bit more, Brent?
Sure. So with a limit order, you're setting a single price, whether you're trying to buy it or sell it. With the stop order, it incorporates two prices essentially. So one is what's called a trigger price, and that would be set below a stock where it's trading. And if if the stock falls to that level, that price would then that stock the sale or the order would then trigger when it hits that price. And then in this case, if it's a sell order, it would start selling the stock. Now with a stop limit, so that would be the case for a stop market. So it would start selling that stock at whichever prices were available. If you wanted to use what's called a stop limit, then same idea, you have that trigger price, but then below that you would set your floor. So you would say, I would want to start selling at my trigger price, but I won't accept any less than my limit order. So it's just an additional protection for that order type.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Brent. Oh, this is a good one. So there are two different Qtrade apps in the App Store. Yes. So there is the Qtrade Direct Investing app and the Qtrade Guided Portfolios app. So the Qtrade Guided Portfolios is our robo-advisor solution. And so that is a separate offering from Qtrade. So you want the Qtrade Direct Investing app. Okay, so I've created a couple watch lists on the Qtrade website, but they don't appear in the app. Can I link watch lists across both platforms? Do you want to answer that one, Brent?
Sure. So that is a constraint at the moment. The watch list won't sync across platforms, but it is something that we're working on harmonizing that experience so that it's seamless across mobile and web.
Okay, how do I tell if the hold on cash that has been transferred into my Qtrade account is able to be used? So I know sometimes when you're transferring in, it gets held for that up to 10 days. Is there a way that they can see when it is available to be used?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's something that we've heard feedback on and that we're working on. As of right now, no I guess is the short answer. But based on feedback, that's something that we're looking to say. The transfer has come in. This is the status. This is what you have available to trade, so that there's no confusion when you're placing your order.
Okay, there's so many great questions in here. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. So is Qtrade considering offering fractional shares? So I can answer this one. So we are always looking at new features and new things to offer. As Brent has mentioned, we are continually looking to improve the platform, and definitely fractional shares is something we are considering in the future. There is not it's not a confirmed thing that we're offering, and we don't have a strong timeline for it yet, but it is definitely something that we are looking at, but it is not available yet. Okay. Is there a way to automate buy orders?
No, not at this current time. Outside of setting up, say, a pre-authorized contribution for a mutual fund, we don't have the same capability for stocks or ETFs at the moment.
Okay. When the market is open, can I use market orders to make my purchase? Is the market price in real time when the market is open?
So I guess yes and yes. So yes, you can use market orders to place your trades. Now, I guess with that, you just want to be careful, depending on the price of your stock or the liquidity of the stock. Higher liquid stocks like Apple, there's really no risk um, unless the market is moving quite quickly. But for, say, illiquid stocks, you'll want to be careful because there can be what's called a spread between the buying price and the selling price, and you don't want to get caught paying extra. So that's why, generally we do recommend a limit order.
How do I transfer money out of my Qtrade account?
So I guess for that, there's the Interact transfer and bill payment are only inbound. So we have that direct deposit or electronic funds transfer option that you can link your bank account directly and send the funds out that way.
Perfect. How can I retrieve the record of a completed buy or sell order?
So there's a few ways you can do that. So you can look within the account history, which is under the accounts menu, and then you can search into the individual accounts. If you want the official trade confirmation, that's also available. You can find that in that View e-document section that we highlighted in the demo. There's a tab within that page for trade confirmations.
Okay, super. So we have a couple questions about GICs. So can you redeem GICs prematurely, or are they locked in?
Yeah, that's a great question. So GICs are locked in, so you can't redeem. They're non-redeemable terms, so you would have to hold them to maturity.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Is the library educational information only available by logging into Qtrade, or is it available on the web page? So I can answer this one. So we do have a large variety of educational content that is available on our public website, but there is also additional resources available to you on the Qtrade platform. So through the Qtrade platform, you have access to stuff like the Morningstar, and we have a bunch of different newsletters that you can sign up for through Trading Central as well. So yeah, there's lots of information on the public website, but there's also a lot of more information on the platform as well. Okay.
We see a question about tax information and whether we provide it online or whether it's mailed out. So I think that's a timely question given this time of year.
Perfect.
So all your documents are available again in that View e-documents that'll have all your tax slips, your RSP contributions, your T5s or T3s. Those would all be available there as well.
Okay, so do you want to talk a little bit about fees, Brent? So as Brent mentioned, in October of last year, we did go $0 commission on the stocks and ETFs. But do you want to touch on any of the other fees that people might experience?
So yeah, I guess on top of our zero commission announcement, we also removed our quarterly administration fees. So there's no quarterly fee to hold your accounts. There is one exception. We do have a US dollar account where there is a $15 administration fee quarterly. But if you don't use that account, then that would not apply to you. Outside of that, the one commission piece that we do have remaining is our options trading commission, but that's which we charge 75 cents per contract. But the base commission that used to be applied to options has been removed.
Awesome. So since we don't offer fractional shares, what happens if a dividend marked for reinvestment isn't enough to purchase a full share?
Yeah, great question again. So in that case, because we can only buy full shares for the dividend reinvestment, you would be paid out in cash. So that cash again would go to your accounts. When there is enough cash in the accounts with our zero commission, then you can place that trade or purchase at your convenience.
Okay, amazing. So I think we have probably time for one or two more questions. So how much is our FX conversion fee, or where can they find that information?
Yeah, so that's something that we're working on as well. So it's not available on the website as of today. If you need that information, you can send a quick note to our trading team. We will have that available shortly online, so you'll be able to see the amount of the spread based on the amount that you're converting.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. So if my wife and I open different accounts, can we link them together as one?
So yeah, very good question. So the accounts themselves can't be linked, but we do offer what's called trading authority or trading authorization, where one or both partners could apply for that for each other's account. So what that would mean is when, say, I logged into my account, I would see those that I own myself and those that I have trading authority on. So essentially, I can see and trade on both accounts.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting question. So I know probably a bunch of people on this call probably joined as part of one of our promotions. So if you get money paid into your account and you don't have a cash account, does the money get paid into a registered account?
Yeah, yeah, I guess that might be something we want to take away and answer in the post-webinar resources. Generally, the promo is paid to the account where the promo code is applied and that you fund. But if there's different scenarios, we're happy to answer that as well.
Okay, amazing. So the last question, I will do this one. So we had a lovely comment from someone saying that the changes made in October 2025, which is when we went $0 commission, were what enabled you to choose the platform. And Rob Carrick, who was formerly a reporter at the Globe and now has a wonderful Substack, said that our platform just keeps getting steadily better. So what new features are we working on? So I just want to say, like, if you want to stay up to date to what's happening on Qtrade, I highly recommend. So as a Qtrader, you are signed up for our QDU newsletter, and that's where we are normally putting a lot of great things about our features and our platforms and what's new. So I would recommend checking that out every month, following us on social media, and also your message center in the platform will also provide you with, we'll send you messages through there with new features or new things that are available to you. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get to all of the questions today, but we answered as many as we could. We will answer some more in the post-webinar resources. So I just wanted to thank you all for joining us today, and thanks Brent for joining me as well and being my co-host and my co-presenter. I really hope that you guys found this event informative and that this will make you a more confident investor in Qtrader. As mentioned, we would love your feedback. So you will see an event survey link appear on your screen. Please take a minute to fill it out while it's fresh in your mind. You can fill out the survey when we send out that post-event email, which again, will have a link to the recording and a lot of the resources that we talked about today. So from all of us at Qtrade, thank you so much for attending our webinar today. And if you enjoyed the content and would like to take a deeper dive into the world of online investing, I encourage you to check out the extensive collection of education articles on our public website, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.